Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, I've got some news. Beacon's free 5.73 has finally released. So this is the update that should fix a lot of the problems with the settlements. So let's just jump on over onto screen. Now, I'm going to scroll on down on here. We're going to take a little bit of a better look at some of this stuff. So let's have a look, see, shall we? So added a starship fabricator to S-class landing pads at settlements. Well, I'm not so sure that I would even miss that, but it's a welcome addition. But there's a few things in here that I have been looking forward to. Like there is an actual fix for settlement buildings that weren't actually giving you the upgrade terminal, the medium-sized dwellings, which we'll take a look at in a bit. But there's also quite a lot of things that I'm not seeing in here. I mean, there's this one here that says fixed an issue that could cause settler NPCs to fail to spawn when first visiting a settlement. Well, what I've got happening is my market and guild envoy are not appearing inside of the actual market. I've also had this one with the settlement markers not appearing correctly. Something that they've added as a bit of an addition inside of these patch notes is now you can actually use your scanner to hover over your actual building's markers, and it would tell you what class those buildings are, which is pretty darn freaking cool. It's something that I was asking for, so I'm really glad that that's gone in. There's a lot of other fixes due to come to Nintendo Switch 2 inside of this list as well. But the main thing is, shall we just jump into game and just see if we can actually see a noticeable difference at our actual settlements and see if some of the actual things that are suggested to be fixed in here, like there was things with UI improvements when it comes to the stats of your actual settlement. But let's see if the proof is in the pudding. Let's see if it's actually fixed everything that they stated was broken or needed fixing inside of game. Okay, so we're inside of game, and here's that scanner that I was on about. Look at that. So now you can see whether they're S-class right away, which is pretty darn freaking sweet. You can see there I've got a C-class sleep pod that I need to upgrade. So let's head on over and let's upgrade that. So it's currently C-class, right? So when I scanned it, it said that it was C-class. There we go, C-class sleep unit. Okay, well let's upgrade that again, shall we? There we go, boom. It's now a B-class. It does say that you can hold this button to skip. You can't. That still doesn't frickin' work. So they haven't fixed that anyway, but that's only a little button press. I can live without the button press. But now this is a B class, right? So it should have a B class logo at the top, which it does. It's got a B class logo. Lovely, right? Okay, cool. So now when I scan this, it still says C class. This is something new that they've put in. You would have thought they would have bloody tested it, wouldn't you? It still says C class. If I reload my save, or if I teleport away and come back again, it does actually register as being B class. But you'd think they would test, since this is new, you'd think they would test it, wouldn't you? Well, they obviously haven't. There you go, look, I'll take it up to an A class, and it's still going to say it's a B class. We may even still get a B class logo hovering above the top. We will see. Let's have a look, see people. So we go, let's unveil structure. Okay, the actual logo on the top seems to have gone purple, which is nice. That's cool. I'm going to press escape to skip this because it's taken forever and a day. So the logo up there, yes, it's an A-class logo. Lovely. Okay, but we scan this, it still says C-class, even though it's got an A-class logo on the top. So you've got these two conflicting messages now. Brilliant. Okay, well let's take it all the way up to an S-class. Now, I'm inside a creative mode, so it's got slightly quicker timers, but you would think that Hello Games would test this in multiple game modes just to ensure that everything is running honky-dory. There we go, let's skip that. Let's see how we're getting on now up the top there. Yes, we've got our S-Class logo. Very nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, that's okay. That's all good. Very nice indeedy-doody. So there are some improvements, apart from that little mini scanner glitch that I just mentioned, people, which is still a little bit strange, isn't it?
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
Okay, so something else that it mentioned that it fixed is some of the UI. So let's go into the actual UI here. Yeah, well, this looks good. I mean, the Sentinel alert level for me is hardly ever changing. I haven't really seen that go up since the dawn of my settlements. Have you guys seen your settlement go up in Sentinel alert? I haven't. Settlement history, that's still wrong. I haven't been playing the game for 56 years, considering the game is coming up for its 9th anniversary. Yeah, that's still broken. That is still very broken. This whole screen is still very broken. So they haven't quite fixed the UI at all settlements. I mean, some of my settlements ring true. If I go onto this quick menu, I think I can give a quick overview of some of my other ones. So if I look at the GEC one, I think the GEC one is my only one that is working correctly. Yeah, that one's showing 8 days. See, that one's all right. But the others seem to be a little bit foobarred, which is a bit of a shame. John, something else in the patch notes that said if you do actually skip the building progress, sometimes it could leave the banners up, and they said they'd fix that. Well, I skipped it and it's left the banners up. This is not a work in progress. Look, I can actually commence work now. So the problem with the banners and skipping is still a problem. If I did that on its final build, the S-Class, the banners would remain around it for good. So what I would say is don't skip the end sequence. They still haven't managed to fix that, despite what the patch notes say. So this bit here, what I did is I actually pressed escape last time and skipped it, and it ended up leaving the banners up, the blockades, whatever you want to call them. I fear to skip that screen now, and that was the same as before. You know, you don't really want that to happen at one of your favourite sort of build sites, do you? So there is that. Be very careful. It's not fixed. Well, I've just taken it all the way up to an S-Class, mainly because I wanted to see if it does actually give us the outfit and station. So I can call my starship to it. Nice. And we do actually have a scrapping station now that it is S-Class. Brilliant. I don't want to scrap my starship. I'm just taking a quick look-see. Yeah, it seems to have all the options there. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so yeah, some of the things that they're claiming are fixed. And some of the things that they've introduced, like the whole scanning and hovering over things to see what class they are, yeah, that's there, but anything that you upgrade in your session, it's going to still show the old class until you do a reload or go through a portal or something, or turn your game off and come back in again. Then it's going to show the new class. But it is quite handy to have this and try to locate the buildings that perhaps you haven't yet done. And you might find that there are buildings you haven't done, because medium-sized dwellings can now be upgraded where they couldn't before. Some of them had hidden terminals. But what I would say is some of the ones that you can now upgrade, they don't change in their colorization with their textures. I'll see if I can find the settlement that I seem to have that problem on. This is where I'm seeing one of my biggest problems at the moment, is I've got an S-Class marketplace. And just at random, sometimes I will see my trade envoy, so I can buy trade elements, and other times I see my guild envoy. So at the moment I can only see the guild envoy at this desk, so I can donate things, which is good, because sometimes when you go to enter into these menus, sometimes it gets hung and you can't actually operate out of the menu, and you can get a little bit stuck there. But at the moment all I've got is the guild envoy. As you can see, there is no trade envoy inside of this marketplace. Okay, well, I've reloaded in. That's so weird. But now you can see my guild envoy has also disappeared. And I still haven't got a marketed envoy. But now, yeah, they've gone.
Captain Steve, oh Captain Steve, oh Captain. Heck yeah, why not hit that like and subscribe? Thank you very much.
So something that I've been alerted to is that these autophage camps, you know, the actual genuine ones where you can build yourself a lovely sort of like rod or staff, whatever you want to call it, where you've got these little autophages and the conundrum to unlock this cabinet over here. But even if you unlock the cabinet now, the actual multi-tools that you would have got, you can't get anymore. The Sentinel multi-tools seem to have been removed from the autophage camps and been replaced with normal multi-tools. I don't know whether this is a bug or if it's intentional. I mean, you got to think, why are Sentinel multi-tools inside of an autophage camp? Wouldn't they be more fitting to be inside of a Sentinel pillar? And could it be that we might get new autophage multi-tools? Is my thoughts and feelings, peeps. I mean, maybe they're working on something. Maybe this is intentional, but it would have been nice if it was in the patch notes to say if it was or wasn't intentional, because a lot of people are scratching their heads right now, because a lot of people have shared out locations of really powerful Sentinel multi-tools at these autophage cabinets to find that now they've all vanished. So that seems to be a new issue that's just appeared. Don't know whether it's a bug, don't know whether it's a feature. So from all of that, chums, I think you can discern for yourselves that a lot of the bugs have been fixed. It seems to be at least playable now, people inside the Viewerverse. But what I would say is it's long from being fixed. I mean, there's still things that are very questionable. There's things that I don't feel are working correctly, as in how they should be working. But it's hard to say whether that's intentional at this stage or whether it's still a bug. I mean, we're 3 patches in right now. You would like to think of how that it is now is how that it's intended to be. So, you know, if you do go and skip a cutscene, it does leave all those baffle boards around your building. Maybe that's the way it's designed to work now. I still think it's a bug. I also think that my market vendors not being there is a bug, but I've been hit up by people to say no, it's to do with the time of day. Maybe they're asleep in their huts, in their buildings. Well, maybe. At this point in time, chums, because I've dealt with this new update, the Beacons update now, for like the last couple of weeks, and had workarounds for these bugs, at this point in time, if Hello Games can't nail down the bugs, I may as well just say, well, maybe they're features then. And that's a sorry state to be in, to be honest. Because it still doesn't feel... It feels immersion breaking. It's not game breaking. It's not going to destroy your save. A lot of this stuff is cosmetic. And it's surface level. But at the same time, I don't even think we should have surface level bugs. This game has been 9 years now in development. The actual team should be pretty au fait with the actual game engine they're working on. And I don't think Hello Games has got much of an excuse to be putting out updates with this many bugs that takes 3 rounds of patches where the freaking patch notes are longer than the credits to a Marvel film. It just beggars belief, people. And as much as I like Hello Games as a company and how much I love No Man's Sky, I just kind of feel that these last couple of updates that we've had from Hello Games has broken just as much as it's improved. And then after a time, you can say, actually, this update's actually really cool. It'd be nice to be able to say that from launch. That's all I'm saying. I'm not overly whinging or having a go or having a dig. I just feel that they should be more polished at launch. Okay, I don't think we should have to wait for at least, well, it's been almost a month now, of this update being out before it's actually physically playable and doesn't break your immersion or pull you out of the game to go, is that how they intended that to be? Anyway, until next time, people, goodbye, and goodbye again. And in short answer, the patches have fixed a lot, but they've also broke a lot, and they've also raised a lot of questions around some of the new bugs that people are finding. Cheerio.
Steve.